near the station at night. Among the swarms of commuters hurrying home, there was a son and father-in-law heading to an adult goods shop. Yeah, Julie's really the subservient type. I don't think there's any wife in the world who wants to make her man so happy. Nyahaha.
いいな。僕なんか尽くしてもらった記憶がない。ま、ベッドの上は覗くけどね。
You didn't need to clarify. I think we get it. Our conversation as well as where we were heading weren't exactly fitting ventures for a son and father-in-law. It was a lot less suffocating being on good terms with him, though.
しかしいいもんだよね。男二人でアダルトショップに行けるなんてさ。
It isn't. It is. No, I was gonna say it is with the question mark, but no, I just skipped straight to the answer. It wasn't suffocating, but it wasn't at ease either.
牛尾くん。いや、ゆうたくん。
But I wasn't at ease either. He slapped my butt a couple of times.
これからは互いに切磋琢磨しようじゃないか。
What do you mean? Ed, can you stop slapping my butt?
で、ゆうたくんはどんなペニトレを望んでいるの？
Shut up! Fucking peenie training. Keep your voice down. There's people around.
平気平気。ペニトレの意味がわかるなら、その人は僕らの同類だからさ。
Excuse me? I don't want to know other fucking guys. Since when am I on that side? What kind? I hadn't really thought about it.
サイズ、高度、持久力。あとは段数ってところかな。何がお望み？
Size you can't control. What do you mean by tension? Longevity, I guess, is the best thing, is the easiest one to train. Ammo, you just eat. You just eat certain foods. Maybe you'll get better. You'll get more calm. What? Hearing you say that, I'm fine. On second thought, I'm fine on second thought. Well, I don't know about size.
いいよね。若いっていうのはさ。だったらまあ、一通り買い揃えてみればいいよ。
Don't say the works. I was starting to think this was more and more pointless. I thought as much on the roof before, but I really was clutching at straws here. If Adrienne knew what was going on, she would be on the floor laughing. I ended up dropping a bunch of cash at the Paper Peach. The selection went well beyond just dirty mags.
ゆうたくん、さっき自分でも言っていたが、一種の健康法もちゃんと続けた方がいいよ。体が資本だと思ってさ。
Okay.
実際、顔色が悪いもんな。万年病人みたいな僕より悪い。
Well, she had an uncharacteristically grave look.
心配だよ。君のことが心配なのはもちろんだが、ゆりちゃんのことも心配だ。
You're worried about Julie?
自分の娘が人を死に追いやるかもしれないわけだからね。親としては、そりゃ座視できない気持ちになる。
Don't worry, we'll figure this out in the end. Figure something out in the end. I understand that, but still. My father-in-law nodded.
ゆりちゃんも一途だ。君だってもう離れられない心境だろ。
Right.
どうにかできればいいんだけどな。
I left Oishi and went on my way home. Went my own way home. I heard someone call out to me from behind.
ゆうたさん。
Oh, Julie, back from shopping? Julie had a plastic bag from the supermarket.
夕飯のゆうたさん、平日はいつも一人で食べているんですよね。
Yeah, my parents don't get home until late.
だったら今度から平日は私がご飯作ってあげたいと思うんですが。
What? You'd do that?
ゆうたさんさえよかったら。
Well, of course. Oh wow, I'm so happy, but I feel guilty. Could I make her do something even my own mum doesn't do for me?
夫婦ですから。
I was silently moved. Of course, my wife wanted to make me dinner. Oh, hey, let me carry that. I grabbed the bag before she could try and say no. This weighs a ton. Do you usually cook for your mum too?
いえ、ゆうたさんの分です。
Jesus Christ. But for me?
確認する前に買ってきてしまったので無駄にならなくてよかったです。
Well, either way. If you were gonna make food, there's no way I would have refused. So, what's on the menu? Depleted of spirit energy, I was always hungry. I asked impatiently.
またドライカレーなんです。実は
Julie smirked, unsure of herself.
ちゃんと練習したのはこの間のレバニラ炒めだけで。
Look, Julie is a good wife. All she'll... the only foods she'll make, or learn to make, will be stamina-boosting foods for the night ahead. Oh, I see. Well, cooking isn't something you just become instantly good at.
これからレパートリーを増やしていきますから。
Well, if you
それ
want
ま
to...
で待っていてくださいね。
If you want to become better at cooking, you don't learn individual recipes. You learn techniques. You become cooking. You become better at cooking by learning how to cook. You know, like how to use a knife or whatever. The right temperature of a medium breast steak or whatever. Maybe there are better examples that I'm not saying. I mean, there are better examples that I'm not saying. Sure.
あの
I turned around and saw she had started blushing.
買ったんですか？あの器具。
I don't like that you're calling them tools. What do you mean by tools? Oh, yeah. Julie got even redder. She had imagined something, it seemed. Julie was different in the dreams, but in reality she was awkward about sexual stuff. She's my pure wife, pure innocent wife, but a passionate animal in bed. That's so awesome.
どういうものなんですか？
Yeah,
一体。
I'm curious too. It better not be a flashlight. Huh? I was grinning in my own thoughts. Her words went in one ear and out the other. Oh, like shape? Julie nodded. I mean, they're really weird pieces of equipment. Julie stared at me like she wanted me to go on. This one looks kind of like a big empty syringe. Excuse me? Like a pump. What? What are you... Excuse me? I can imagine how it worked. Oh, what else do we have here? At first glance, I thought it was a pair of tongs. Then what is it? I can imagine how that one worked as well. What I couldn't wrap my head around was how any of this would have any effect on improving my senses. That's what I was thinking.
パパはああ言っていましたけれど、本当に効果があるんでしょうか。沼の旧姓はかなり強力という話なので、それに対抗しうる勢力がそんな器具で。
Oh, so that's how she was thinking. That's how she was thinking these things would help. Well, obviously. I recall Oishi's serious fatherly look from before. Does Oishi live alone?
はい、アパートに住んでいるんですが、河口から割合近いんですよ。
What about before? Did you see him?
ママがだいたい毎日のようにこちらに来ていましたので、私も一緒でした。
But why doesn't Adrienne just live with him? I mean, I get she's the queen of succubus world or whatever, but you know. Oh, I see. I don't think it's like a Yorihime situation where she has to forego being a goddess to live to marry a human, you know. It wasn't a typical family dynamic, but if they saw one another almost every day, it would make no difference, really. Are you sure?
ムマはもともと人間界に来るのも簡単なんです。他の異種族はちょっと難しいのですが。
I remember her saying succubi were all women, so they needed to come here. Is Oishi a good father?
そうでしょうか。
She chuckled. If I had been asked the same thing, I would have chuckled too. Either way, I'll do everything I can. I'm gonna keep running too. Trying to convince myself as well. I took both her hands in mine.
私もお手伝いします。何でも言ってくださいね。
Stop sucking him off in his dreams. Yeah, that's one way you can help him.
こういうの内女の子というのでしょうか。
She seemed so happy to say that. I knew I'd scored the best wife ever. I bought the dang things, so I decided to give them a whirl. Ow, ow, ow. Does this really do anything? I stuck my member in some weird tube thing. I was already regretting it. Yeah, you got a penis pump. You got a peanuts pump. The pump pulled the air out of the tube, and I felt my tissue bulge a little. But once I stopped pumping, it suffered once more. The veins engorged with blood kind of worried me, so I stopped. I tried the tongue-like things next. I didn't notice at the shop, but the bag had some giant logo on it. What's it say? Strike while your sensor is hot. No, not for me. What a waste of money. $5.22. Morning Homer was over. It's like those fucking ads on porn sites. They're like, wanna make your dick bigger? You just need to take these pills or whatever. It never works, obviously. Like I said, you can't change the size of your dick after it's already adult. Once you're already an adult. Morning Homer was over. Sensei.
Hmm?
I checked over my shoulder. How long did you do the training for?
んそうだね。かれこれ3年はやったかな。
What? Yeesh. He did it for that long. I was sick of it after just one night. I felt my heart drop to my stomach. Did it even have any effect?
いやー、なんていうかね。癖になっちゃったというか。
So it stopped being training and started being a fucking kink thing.
文字通り血がにじむ努力だったよ。
Just stop talking. I felt silly for thinking this was good advice yesterday. Yeah, you spent too much money. You wasted too much money. Eating lunch together, Julie asked Yu-chan and Shibuyan something.
東雲学園って料理の練習をするというか、そういう部活動はあるのでしょうか？
Oh, damn.
あるよ。
I mean, I'm not surprised.
その名も料理部。ゆりちゃん入りたいの？はい。料理がうまくなりたくて。入部ってどうすればいいのでしょうか？
Julie included, none of the princesses had joined a club yet.
あ、じゃあ放課後私が案内するよ。どうせ暇だし。
Yeah, this is like Yorihime got a job in her route, and Julie is joining the cooking club in her route.
ありがとうございます。料理部。
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Karen was interested. Karen's ears perked up.
料理部って料理が出てくるの？
But I think she'd be more interested in eating the food than cooking it.
出てくるっていうか自分で作るんだよ。じゃあ試食する人が必要だったりする？そんなはずないって。
Yeah, I don't...
でもどうして急に料理？それは
Don't worry, Megumi, you'll realize soon. Julie trailed off, her face glowing red. That was enough for Shibuyan to figure it out. See, she knew.
なるほどね。牛か本物だね。
Yeah, you know it.
まあ、最近君なんか体調悪そうだもんね。いいもん食べた方がいいかもな。
What do you mean by that? I didn't have an answer for her, but she seemed genuinely worried. I mean, I know I wasn't in tip-top shape, but when I started thinking about started thinking about the cause.
こんな時はあれよ、レバニラ炒め。ゆりちゃん、まずはそれが作れるようになったらいいんじゃないかな。はい、そうします。
At least tell her you already know how to make it. And right after class, I tagged along despite Shibuyan saying she'd take care of it. Karen came along too. Karen, are you serious about joining?
なんかうまい話に思えてさ。
Yeah, right. More like your stomach.
ほー、うまそうな匂い。ほんとだ、バターのいい匂いがする。
Karen drifted into the room with her on her toes, lured by the smell.
あ、ちょっと。
Shibuyan hurried after her. Hmm? All the club members were wary of the intruder.
あ、こんな時期ですけど、この子入部希望なんですが。
Oh, Julie. Huh? Karen as well? The club leader was a third year, but seemed to know both of them. The pack of beautiful girls caused quite the buzz at the start of the semester, so it was understandable.
かりんちゃんは。
Oh, there it is.
本当に？うんうん。バター炒め見ていたら、がぜんその気になっちゃった。
I keep calling her Megumin, even though there's no N in her name. It's just Megumi, but yeah. This isn't a stir fry. We're actually making chowder.
はにゃ？いいでしょうか？入部しても。
Unlike Karen, who already considered herself a member, Julie was polite enough to ask. Yes, of course. And you? No, I just tagged along. Come on, just be like in Yorihime's route. You worked with Yorihime in the place. I already forgot the name of it. Just be like that and join the cooking club so you can cook with Julie. What a shame. We're in need of some arts. We're in need of some more male members. Julie's not too good around people, but it's good that Karen's with her. But it could be you. Okay, I'm heading back. Have fun.
はい。よっしゃー！食うぞー！
It's not the eating club, Karen. But it is after you finish cooking. Come in.
こんばんは。今、時間ありますか？
She's gonna make him chowder. Yeah, sure.
一緒に夕飯のお買い物に行きたいんですが。
Oh, she hasn't finished. She hasn't gone shopping yet. Oh, okay. Should we go shopping together from now on?
はい。そうしてもらえると嬉しいです。ゆうたさん、部活はしないんですか？
No. I'm not in the go home. I'm in the go home immediately club. I'm not interested, I guess. How was your first day?
楽しかったです。ただ、
Just what?
かりんちゃん、つまみ食いばっかりするので、部長に怒られていました。
I don't doubt it for a second. I took her hand in mine as we walked. Julie was just the tiniest bit surprised, but squeezed my hand in return. Julie wasn't one to venture, but if you desired it, she would respond. Her lost in our dreams must have been linked to that. Is this our first time holding hands like this?
はい。
I knew it. But her hand's softness already felt familiar to me. She had never held my hand like this, but another part of me had been held more than once. Shut up! I'm gonna get a boner if I keep thinking about that stuff. As long as you don't flash back to it, it's fine. I had no choice but to suppress it through my pocket with my free hand. We kind of did things out of order.
順番？
You're bringing it up again. It was embarrassing to say it outright, so I searched for another way to put it, but Julie eventually caught on. She curled her shoulders up. Her neck started to glow red. Her terribly cute reactions were making me even more excited. She's so pure. Hard to believe she's already my wife. Our wedding night was still a ways off, but we had already experienced what that entailed in our dream. Yeah, but you're the one who called it a dream. It felt indistinguishable from reality, but looking back on it reminded me that it was in fact a dream. I really want to heal up, and then I unconsciously squeezed her hand harder.
ゆうたさんの手、少し汗ばんでいます。
It's a bit hard for him to keep it down. Oh, sorry.
いいんです。
Yeah, she likes it rough. Never mind. I tried to pull my hand away, but she held it in place with surprising strength.
また今日も
Yeah, please. The spread today was what she learned in the cooking club. Clam chowder and rainbow natto. They do not sound like good combination. They do not sound like a good pairing. The rainbow part referred to the colorful toppings of egg yolk, okra. Tuna sashimi and sliced onions. Just thinking about it made me feel rejuvenated. The thick creamy chowder was the milk of the sea or something. I was just thinking that we haven't been on a date yet. It's not like I feel guilty, but how about we go this Sunday? And also, we haven't had a fucking CG since we haven't had a CG the entire time.
はい。デート、とても行きたいです。
I've been waiting, and the only CGs we've been had are fucking hate scenes. And CGs we've had before. Where should we go?
私、子供の頃から毎日のように行ったり来たりして、こちらにも慣れているつもりなんですが。ただ、お家の中にいることが多かったので、外のことあまりよく知らないんですよね。
No request from her then. In that case, how about the theme park?
いいですね。遊園地は私ずいぶん久しぶりです。ゆうたさんと一緒に行ってみたいです。
Yeah, they're really milking that fucking background, aren't they? Yeah, let's do that then.
楽しみです。
It was a sudden suggestion, but I was happy she was so enthusiastic.
遠足の時と同じでお弁当を用意した方がいいのでしょうか。
Yeah. I think there's shops, but bringing a lunch might be nice.
では私作りますから。
Cool. She was such a devoted wife. Maybe I'll be healed up by Sunday. Yeah, I definitely will be. I was trying to convince myself we were finally going out on a date, so afterward, I wanted nothing more than to have sex with her. Reason implored me to avert this dangerous path, but I was sick of waiting. Alrighty, I'll make my move after. I hope it's not during that time of the month for her. Wait, you want to do it in reality? Huh? Wait, are you feeling okay, Julie? I looked at her headpiece. She was acting as normal as possible, but I knew it was just acting.
確かに体が重苦しい感じはずっとあるんですが。でも大丈夫です。熱があるわけでも咳が出るわけでもありませんし。
I see. She smiled healthily.
本当に大丈夫ですから。
She restarted it and put a hand on mine. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go on a run real quick, so I'll eat after.
わかりました。
I slipped on my running shoes and shorts. Okay, see you after.
はい。頑張って。
5:26. Sunday at last. I couldn't have asked for a better date. For a better date day. Come in.
お待たせしました。
Whoa, that's a huge basket.
多い方がいいかと思いまして。
Let me see. I took the basket and felt its weight. Wow, it must have been hard to make. Julie shook her head and smiled. Based on the weight, I knew it was in for a treat. I was in for a treat. I can taste it already. Let's go.
晴れてよかったですよね。
Totally. We held hands right when we left the house. In one hand was my adorable wife. In the other hand, the lunch basket filled with goodies that my wife made. This was a new and welcome joy. It was faster to cut through the shopping district to reach the station. When we were among the Sunday crowds, Julie started getting antsy. What's the matter? Gotta use the restroom?
いえ、トイレではないんですけど。
She held down her skirt and began acting strangely. Did it get caught on something and rip?
いえ、
So what's the matter? I couldn't help but giggle. Julie's face got even redder. I wasn't sadistic or anything, but her troubled look was somewhat enticing. Yeah, never mind. Like bullying or teasing the girl you like. Well, I'm not an elementary school kid. It's probably a good thing that you aren't. Julie finally spoke up in a whisper.
私まだこの服には違和感があって。
Huh?
変ですよね。自分でも分かっているんです。もうだいぶ前に買った服なのに。
Well, it's just When she fainted at the boutique, she must have been serious about buying more modest clothes. She had somewhat of a predicament, given her physical needs and her shy nature. So you were nervous about it at night when you went shopping too?
夜なら別に暗いですから。
You're embarrassed? Julie nodded.
やっぱりなんだかスカートが短い気がして。
Yeah, if it was any longer, it'd probably be dangerous. It is short, yeah, but it looks so cute on you. I actually think it perfectly suits you.
そうでしょうか。あんまり自分ではそんな気がしませんけど。
I mean, it could be a little shorter. I mean, well, you have such a good figure. It's a shame to just cover it all up. And he can say that since he's her husband. I carelessly blurted that out. It made Julie blush harder. Oh, so cute. I felt the usual shivers in my spine. If we weren't in public, I might tease her even more. Hey, I'm no elementary school kid. I'm no elementary school kid. Well, you know, if you act all squirmy, it'll draw even more attention.
わかりました。
I think you can hold your head up. Be more confident. Have confidence, you know. I looked ahead of us, and as I declared it. Oh, yeah, people are staring at you. You're just so beautiful, and the clothes match your voluptuous body perfectly. Don't say that. Julie pressed up against me in anxious fear. It was mean of me to be using her shyness for my own entertainment. Well, hey, I'm here with you, okay?
はい。
But the theme park is gonna be way more crowded. We hadn't even arrived, so I decided not to mention it.
電車に乗るのはこの前の献血の時以来です。
Yeah, we don't talk about that time. Julie already had a smile on her face, and I felt my own spirits rising in tandem. We'll bring it back up during Lucy's routes. During Lucy's hangout events. We disembarked at the busy Araragi station, and went to the bus stop outside. It's about 20 minutes by bus, not too shabby.
ゆうたさんはその遊園地行っ ったことあるんですか？
Yeah, he's been with Yorihime, Ludina, Karen, probably will be with Yuna and Lucy, and now with you. But not in this route. Oh, what? Never mind. With my friends in elementary school, just that once, I think. And several years later, I was visiting the same spot with my lover. Last time was fun, but this tryst would surpass that. Well, that's what I thought. Well, like myself, Julie said she had been there once with her family long ago. I see. So did your mum go in her usual clothes?
Hi.
What did you have to wear? Wow, and you?
幼い頃はママも服装に関してはあまりうるさいことを言わなかったので。
Oh. Julie's family technically lived in separate places, and I was glad to hear that they had time to spend together. I looked at the time and saw that the next bus would arrive in 10 minutes. Maybe we've even met over here at some point, if Oishi's house is nearby.
はい。
Julie blushed slightly.
遠くからですが、ゆうたさんのことを見ていたこともあります。
What? I didn't notice at all.
隠れてあなたの顔を見ながら、私、とてもドキドキしてしまって。
You also wouldn't have been looking for her because you didn't remember she existed.
早く大人になりたい。そんなことばかり考えていました。
Knowing there was a girl back then affectionately looking at me made me feel better about my past.
賑やかでいいですね。
Julie smiled with excitement, as if she had forgotten her anxiety in a crowd. What a relief. I didn't want her to be uncomfortable on our date.
前に家族で行った時も楽しかったですけど、今回はもっと楽しそうです。
Julie lightly brushed against my elbow.
ゆうたさんと一緒だと思うと。
I was just thinking the same thing. We put our bags in a locker and examined the park map. It had been so long I didn't remember much of the park. Is there anything you want to go first?
そうですね。私は穏やかなものの方が好きです。
Ah, so the Ferris wheel. Well, let's start with those ones then. Julie slowly and shyly linked her arms around mine as we checked the map. It took so long, but we finally got a fucking CG. Jesus Christ. I turned to look at her, and she grinned joyfully.
いいでしょうか。腕を組んでも。
Of course. It wasn't something I would ever refuse, but she smiled with relief anyway. That small, subtle caution was Julie's usual demeanor. And as soon as I let my guard down, they show the fucking hate scene. Go fuck yourself. But when we were getting sexual, I was letting my mind wander. Maybe because her chest was touching me. You're my wife, you know. So I want you to do as you like.
Hi.
We headed for the merry-go-round first, but went at a leisurely pace first. Went at a leisurely pace. I feel genuinely happy right now. I never thought could be so wonderful to just wander around arm in arm. And this was dreamland, no less. Just being here enhanced the mood.
こうしているとなんだか安心できます。
Julie gently pulled on my arm. She apparently hadn't entirely forgotten about her clothes, but her face shone with a relaxed joy. I didn't need to worry about her. But dang, she's so soft. My mouth curled automatically into a smile.
どうかしました？唇がなんだかムズムズしているみたいですけど。
She knew. No, I just,
なんていうか？
no, it's nothing really.
うん？
An unusual look of distress crossed Julie's face as she looked at me.
教えてください、ゆうたさん。私、あなたのことなら何でも知りたいです。
That is a dangerous thing to say, Julie, and you know it. That was an odd way to put it, but I knew what she meant. Maybe those peculiar emotions were characteristic of succubi.
しかし一応言うと、沼と付き合うのは結構大変だよ。
What is this? Why don't you do this with Adrienne, bro? At least I can do an Oishi voice. What?
えらい嫉妬深いんだ。それが種族の特徴ということだからね。
Well, if there was love, being chained to one woman was a good thing, right? Okay, because your boobs are touching me.
もう、ゆうたさんたら。
Hey, this is because you wanted to know. You're the one who wanted to know. See, that's what I'm saying.
そうですけど。
Also, you aren't seeing it because I have the thing. I have the text box not transparent or whatever. They feel so cozy. I just couldn't stop from smiling and also imagining sex. Julie was obviously bashful, but she forcefully pressed into me after a moment. She could be so adventurous beneath her shy veneer. I love that gap. After first enjoying the merry-go-round, we went to a variety of other rides.
そろそろご飯にしますか？
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
たくさん作りましたから、たくさん食べてくださいね。
Probably should make it opaque again before any scandalous H scenes, any flashbacks pop up. Oh, yeah. We retrieved the lunchbox from the locker and found an empty bench to occupy. She placed the sheet down and lined up some paper containers on it, plastic containers on it.
献立は料理部の皆さんに相談して決めたんです。冷めても美味しいものを作りました。
So bento. Oh, I see. So you can get good advice from them. From them too. Cool.
かりんちゃんは自分の食べたいものばかり出していましたが。
Julie opened up the lids of the containers. Everything looked delicious.
もう少し種類を増やせればよかったんですが、すみません。
Oh, this is plenty. This is plenty. What's this?
それは豚肉と油揚げのロール煮です。かりんちゃんがどうしても油揚げを入れろって言っていたので。
That sounds really good. Even though it wasn't meant for her, but this looks great.
醤油で甘辛く煮つけたので、ご飯も進むと思いますよ。
This nikujaga Looks good too. Nikujaga was the go-to meal for any happy family. It was simplistic but so good.
こちらが小味の南蛮漬けで、それからまだちょっと季節には早かったのですが、夏野菜のラタトゥイユも作ってみました。それからアスパラガスのフリッターになります。お口に合えばいいのですが。
All of these look amazing. I'm gonna dig in, okay?
どうぞ。
Let's eat. I reached for the food with my chopsticks. Julie just sat staring at me like the first time she cooked for me. And feeling slightly shy, I took a bite of some meat and potatoes. Delicious. The potatoes are perfectly soft.
こっちもどうぞ。こちらも。
I can't eat it all at once. I laughed with the food still in my mouth, and Julie giggled in embarrassment. The main dishes were delicious, but the rice balls she had made were the ideal density and hardness. You eat too, Julie. Well, it's not like I made it. I felt like I was experiencing deja vu. With that, Julie was fully convinced she did well, and relaxed enough to start eating. Phew, I'm bursting at the seams.
さすがに作りすぎでしたね。ごめんなさい。
No, it was all amazing. We rested for a while and began our trek around the park again. I thought about suggesting riding the roller coaster, but I figured we were a little too full to handle it. Well, we can do it another time. The day was waning as we continued, sticking to mostly the gentle rides. Should we head back soon? It's still a little early though. I wanted to spend the night together. I was getting anxious. Seemingly catching onto my inner conflict, Julie nodded. As we headed to the gate, the closing of a fun date put us in a quietly content mood. I'm surprised I didn't go on the Ferris wheel.
ゆうたさん、今日は楽しかったです。
Yeah, it was. Thanks for lunch.
そういえば、お弁当ということで、ついうっかりしてしまいました。精がつくものを忘れてしまったなと思いまして。
Oh, well, that's fine. I feel fit as a fiddle.
本当ですか?
Yeah, he wishes he was for tonight. Yeah.
よかったです。
Julie smiled cheerfully. I could have sworn she grinned in anticipation for tonight. It's too early to bask in joy, and the real action starts now.
ゆうたさん、夕飯はどうしますか?
Oh, I told my parents I'd be eating out tonight.
じゃあ、帰りに食材を買って、今日は私のお家で食べませんか?
No, don't worry about it. You made such a big lunch.
大丈夫ですよ。
More importantly, I pulled her close and whispered into her ear, I want to spend the night with you alone. I know we've been together all day, but that's not what I mean.
はい、わかりました。
I finally got it off my chest and felt relieved. So, let's go home. I held her hand and she nodded strongly. Oh, my hands started to sweat. I technically wasn't a virgin anymore, but I was still nervous. We talked casually on the bus and the train, but we were both silent afterwards. Holding her hand in mine was enough to feel her presence. We ended up arriving at my house without anything that could be considered a conversation. Okay, let's go to my room.
先に汗を流してきたいんですが。
Oh, okay, sure.
1時間くらいしたらお部屋に行きますね。
Okay, I'll be waiting. I'm home. Oh, not here, huh? It seemed like my parents were out. Maybe because I told them I wouldn't be here. Phew. I plopped down in the chair and took a good look in the mirror on the table next to me. Yeah, it seems like my face is all better. In fact, I felt great after the regular exercise, sleep, and nutritious food. Alrighty then. I nodded to myself and headed to the shower. He had initially said an hour, but Julie finally came about 30 minutes after that.
ごめんなさい。遅くなってしまって。
Was she deciding whether or not to wear her succubus outfit? It's okay. Anything happened? Anything happened?
何も。ただ、心の準備というか。
Well, yeah, because this will be their first time outside of the dream. Oh, but wouldn't that also mean that it would be worse for him if he did it outside of the dream? Like with the kissing? I nodded. It seemed like she didn't have the same fervor as she did in our dreams. Come here, Julie.
はい。
I called her over to me, and she came obediently. I pulled her soft body close to mine. Julie. I felt her hot breath. I latched onto her beautiful lips and pressed my tongue between them. It had been a while since we kissed like this, and I felt a surge of pleasure spark forth. And I finally noticed Julie was surrendering herself to me, not initializing anything. Her tongue was still hidden in her mouth, but as I prodded with mine, I managed to find it. Right, this isn't in our usual dream. But she didn't seem the least bit uncomfortable. In fact, I could feel her knees wobbling, and the inside of her mouth getting hotter. I pulled away and her smooth cheeks were flushed red. Her body temperature had risen, and I could smell her scent, her sweet scent. Julie kept her eyes down in nervous embarrassment. I was getting peculiar thoughts, like I was forcing her into something. I kind of like it. It was kind of like this afternoon when I was getting pleasure from teasing her. Don't say you were getting pleasure from teasing her. Yeah. Her eyes were pleading, yet shy. I quickly surveyed the room and focused on my big chair against the wall. Hey, Julie, can you sit over there for me?
椅子ですか?
But like, their first time was on the fucking couch. Don't tell me you're gonna do it on the couch in your room this time. Yeah. My voice cracked with anticipation, and Julie looked at me curiously. But again, she obviously did as I said. She sat on the chair and curled her body up as if she was cold. And now, lift your legs. I mean, that part should be obvious. She was obviously confused, and my breath was accelerating with excitement.
Yuta-san!
It's okay. Her legs tensed slightly, and she was obviously resisting somewhat. But ignoring that, with a bit of force I lifted her legs up.